Welcome back, everyone, and it's that time of the week again to go over the Forex pair pound yen and just kind of do a bit of a review analysis to see what it did during the week and what it could potentially do with the week moving forward. As you know, I'm David, Millionaire Incorporated. Welcome back to the channel. If you're a repeat viewer, welcome if you're a new viewer. As I said, on weekends, I like to go back and review what the pound yen forex pair did during the week and what it could actually do during the week moving forward using price action, support resistance areas, and just kind of trying to follow the general trend of the overall market. Now, if you are a new viewer or if you're a returning viewer who hasn't subscribed, don't forget, guys, smash that subscribe button so you can get updates on all my latest videos. I like to do videos on personal finance, wealth creation, obviously the Forex reviews, and also crypto. So definitely working a bit more in that crypto space at the moment because it is a very hot topic at the moment. A lot of hype, a lot of information, and it is an area where you can actually uh, invest in it and actually increase your wealth overall. But today's video is just going to be on the pound yen forex pair and what it's actually done during the week moving forward. So if you find these videos useful and informative, don't forget to smash that like button because it does mean a lot to me. Helps me with the YouTube algorithm, and don't forget, try and watch the video all the way through in one sitting because it does help me rank it up higher, and people can actually more people can get their eyes on this video and learn from it as well. So let's jump into it now. As you can see, I've still got my arrows on this chart from last week's chart to see what we could have, or areas we could have looked for to trade from. So I'll kind of zoom into this a little bit more so you can kind of see a bit more clearly. So the week ended last week, literally here at this 152.055 area, and closed pretty bearish. So you can see pretty much just came all the way down, hit that area, and then opened on the Monday or Sunday, depending where you are in the world, and kind of climbed higher. Now, I was saying, depending on how it actually reacted to this area here, it was either going to kind of come back up, or either respect this area, come back up, or continue lower. So you can pretty much see it actually did follow my trading plan reasonably well. Like I said, it did come up though initially before coming lower. I'll actually delete these now. Before then, faking out a little bit and moving higher. So, see, it came up, came all the way down. Looked like it was trying to break below, but just couldn't get that momentum. So, let's see what it did on the 1 hour and see, try and get a better view of what it actually did. So, you can see here, came down pretty bearish and just couldn't find that momentum to kind of keep going lower. So, then it kind of came back up, closed back above that 152.055 area before moving higher. So, it closed above with that little red candle just there, kind of tested that area of support. So you could either, so you pretty much be looking at this area just here. I'll just kind of draw it in for you. Kind of this area just here. And you can see quite easily it kind of came up, broke lower, came back up, closed above, tested this area before moving higher. So you could have potentially taken a buy off that area just there. So let's jump in and put a buy after it closed at the open of this candle just here. Now, let's put in my values, which I like to use. So 40 pip stop loss, 80 pip take profit. And the reason why I like to do this is because the Forex or this pound yen pair is quite volatile. Now you can already see, I'll jump back up to the 4 hour time frame here so you can see a bit more clearly how volatile it actually moves. So within opening, it started here, went up, let's say 40 pips before coming down 73 pips. And then from that low, let's grab the ruler again. From that low, moved up in one pretty much fast swoop, 250 pips, almost 240 pips, quite easily. So the pound yen is quite a volatile pair. So that's why you got to kind of one, either keep your stop losses tight or in areas which will will see it hold strong. So you're looking for strong areas of support or resistance, and also kind of give yourself enough space for the pair to kind of move and do its own little thing. So, because as you see, that 240 pip move from bottom to top is quite significant. And that's not even the entire move for the entire week. So it did the overall weekly move up from bottom to top peak was 380 pips. That's 400 pips, and that is obviously quite a lot. And that's why, like I said, I always like to use a 40 pip stop loss. Um, so it gives it kind of enough space for it to kind of do its thing, find out what it wants to do, which way it wants to go before coming lower. So from there, what I was kind of watching was, sorry, one second. This kind of area just here, around in this area here, where you can see price has kind of struggled to go either break lower or break above. So it was kind of a messy area, this area here, but I was working off this top over here. So I'm going to make this line a little bit larger so you can see a bit more clearly. And you can see price either, it was kind of just hovering around that area. So I actually did take a sell order from that area just there, but kind of a few pips below that at 153.25. And I actually just put a limit sell on that because I was actually sleeping at the time when it actually got executed. Um, and you can see that didn't actually hold quite well at all. And I pretty much would have stopped that quite quickly because that's already 50 pips just there. And it just kept blowing through that, moving higher. So in saying that, you could have potentially taken another buy after it kind of tested this area just here. Let's see where that area was from. That's right. I think that was from a daily time frame zone. So yeah, so you can see that there. That was on the daily. So let's zoom into that a bit more so it makes it a bit cleaner for you. So you can see it kind of broke back above, came back down, tested before moving high because that daily candle which it opened up on was quite bullish. Um, and it was a reasonable area to kind of look at either for support or resistance. So I'll actually delete that one because we won't need that one anymore. And let's drop back down to the 4 hour time frame to see what I actually did there. So you can see broke above, exhausted, came back down, kind of tested that area just there. So you could either use the area from that daily support or resistance, or just drawn it in from this candle where here it kind of came down, retraced a little bit before moving lower. So then obviously it respected that, and you would have looked at this on a lower time frame, seeing what I actually had done in that area. So came down, kind of tested once, tried moving higher, tested again, and then took off again. So you could have taken another buy from this point just here. Same thing again, as I said, as always, 40 pip stop loss, 80 pip take profit. And that would have been another decent trade for you to take during this week. So let's back up to the 4 hour time frame. And then there was no real area of decent, reasonable kind of area of support or resistance in this area here because you can see here already this part right here is quite a mess. You could have looked at it at this area just here where it kind of did break above, kind of faked out, tried holding above it, but just couldn't do it and then came back lower. Could have even said from this area just here worked off, but that's not a strong area of support or resistance. So it wasn't any clear indication of taking a trade from that. So those were probably going to be two best bets for trades this week to make 80 pips, 12 so 160 pips there quite easily. Um, and yeah, so where we've kind of got into now is we've had some on the daily time frame. Let's look at this here. A very kind of strong up move up, but couldn't create a higher high, and sort of tracing now a little bit. So probably going to watch this now to see if it's actually going to break lower to kind of create that new lower low because we've got the highs a new low, uh, lower high. So if we see, going to watch it and see if it's going to make a new lower high, which can create some new structure there. Because we are, like I said, due for a kind of a reasonable retrace and a bit of a downward move. Um, on the weekly, obviously, last week we had a very bearish kind of move down. This week kind of started moving lower, then kind of came up, and then obviously had a bit of that wick at the end. So kind of going to wait and see what it does at the start of the week. So we could still see that bit of a move higher. So let's draw some potential um, scenarios in. So we could kind of come up here, test this area again, or even move higher, test these highs up here before moving lower down to this area here, or even further to kind of create a new lower low. So it's kind of got that high, low, or we could from here just move straight down um, on the daily, kind of create that lower high, come back up, test, and then move lower again. So as always, you always want to kind of just watch price action, see how it actually reacts off those zones which you kind of draw in. Um, sorry about that. Let's delete that. Hit that. Let's go on the daily time frame. Look at for some areas of solid support or resistance for the week ahead. So let's see. So on the weekly, I think we had one down here. So I'm going to delete this line just here so it's less confusing. Um, so you got probably this area here was kind of came up, rejected before moving up higher again. So you got that high, low, high, low, high, low. I could even just kind of work off with it. Like I said, yeah, it's probably gonna be probably the best bet here, or even potentially all the way down to this area here or here. So some potential areas where it's going to kind of come down and test is this one just here, or kind of come a little bit lower, and this area just here. But as always, it's one of those things. Wait and see what it does. Watch price action and kind of just take it as it comes. So let me know what you guys think about what the pair could potentially do during the week. As I said, we are still quite bullish overall on the high time frames, so we could still see a move higher. Just watch price action, set your stop losses, follow your proper risk reward management. So risking 2% per trade at maximum, and go for 2-to-1 risk reward ratio per trade, and that way you can kind of preserve your capital, which is long term the goal, as well as other compounding and growing your capital over time so you get better returns. As always, smash that subscribe button, guys. Drop me a like, let me know what you think about this content as well. I'd love to hear from you guys, even just to introduce yourself. And I will catch you guys again next week on the next video. Cheers.